Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Wildly Living with Kendra. I am so elated you decided to join me. So, listen, I want to just share with you guys what to look for as far as red flags while dating or hypothetical relationship. And I say hypothetical relationship because essentially that is the story I'm about to tell you about what happened to me personally. So, I was in this hypothetical relationship with this gentleman who I thought was all the way my boyfriend. I want to share this with you. If you are dating someone or in a hypothetical relationship, these are the 5 red flags that you need to be looking out for because, baby, you are not in a relationship and he or she is not interested in you. So, the very first, most important one is if you can only reach this individual during business hours. What does that look like? Hey, babe, it kind of goes like this. Hey, I am going to call you before work as I'm going to work, and I'm going to call you during lunch. I'm going to call you after work. But when I get home, you will not be able to reach this man or woman. The phone will be on do not disturb. And what they're going to tell you is because I get up so early, I would like to rest. And I normally, as soon as I hit the door, it's immediately winding down. I remember when I had to get up early to travel like across states to go to the office. So I get it. I understand. No problem. Come on. It is a problem when you look at stuff in hindsight. It's like, oh my God, how did that make sense to you? Now it didn't. So that is number one. Let me repeat it for the people in the back. If you only speak to someone during business hours, Monday through Sunday, it is a red flag. So Saturday and Sunday, you might ask, yes. So if you're only speaking to them while they're in the car, meaning traveling to church or the market for groceries, no. Okay. They should be accessible throughout the day and they should not always be in the car when you're talking to them. Like, true story. So, number two, travel is always scheduled on non-holiday times. So what does that look like? Either they will travel a week before or a week after to spend time with you. And you might be like,
oh my God, my baby's coming. And it doesn't matter the time because we're spending it together.
pause. It does. It really does matter. And this is what they might tell you. Hey, babe, the reason why I'm going to travel before or after, because from an economic standpoint, with costs, it just makes more sense to save because travel is less expensive either prior to or after. And again, you being the very flexible person that you are, Kendra, you're like,
oh my God, babe, that makes so much sense. And it really doesn't matter because the time we spend together is what I cherish the most.
please, guys, listen, they are telling you all that you need to know. Take the glasses off. I need you to dial it in so you can understand that. Nah, I mean, sometimes, okay, cool. But every travel, every holiday, that's the key. That is your go to. All right, I digress. Now, number three, he has met members of your family. However, you don't know anybody. When I mean you don't know, I want you to be clear that just because he tells you the name of his best friend, just because he sent you photos of his mom, his pops, his sister, his brother. That does not mean you know this man and his family. You have a picture that I'm quite sure is about 2 to 5 or more years old. And he's telling you all these phenomenal stories, and you're like, oh my God, they fit so well with my family. That's how we are. Oh my God, they're going to love me, and I already love them. Okay, let's bring it down 20 notches. They're not, because you're not going to meet them. They know nothing about you. And I want to be clear, this goes for men and women. This story is for both. Okay. I'm not discriminating here because women can put you through some shenanigans too. So, fourthly, he doesn't give you the correct home address. Yes, guys. Yes. Let me tell you the story. I was trying to surprise this guy on his birthday. And I'm like, hey, babe, what's your address? I'm going to send you something. And he was like, my address. I was like, yeah, just text it to me. So everyone knows if you're texting something, you typically look at it, especially when it's an address. You look at it and say, I am a digit or two off, but let me correct it before I send it. You do that. And if you've made a mistake after sending it, you'll be like, hey, I made a mistake. That's not the correct address. Here's the correct address, because you look at it again. But no. In my case, guys, that didn't happen. So what happened, Kendra? I used this address that this man sent me, and I put a gift in the mail. And about 2 weeks later, I didn't hear anything. About 3 weeks later, I didn't hear anything. So I'm trying to track this package, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? It said address not found, undeliverable. I said, okay, sir, listen, I need you to answer this. What is your address? He couldn't remember the address that he gave me, y'all. He could not remember. I wish I could make this up. He could not remember. I said, so the address you gave me was ABC alphabet soup. He was like, oh, no, that's not right. I said, well, why did you text that to me? Why did you give that to me specifically? And I asked you, when I wrote it down, was it correct? And you said, yes. I verbalized it on the phone. And you said, yes. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. I think I did the text to talk. So that's how it was messed up. And I'm like, that don't make sense. But okay. He was like, no, babe, I'm sorry, but here's the correct address. Y'all, this address was so different. It's like, how did you mess that up? But it doesn't even matter. I digress. I'm not going to stay on the past. We're going to keep moving forward. So I was like, hey, I'm not sending anything else to you. Thank you for the address. You can just get it when you come up. He was like, okay. So he came up. I gave him the gift. And keep in mind, we were not in the same state. I want that to be clear. So I couldn't just pop up anywhere. This is why let me just say this. This is why I don't do long distance, because it's like, I can't verify anything that you're telling me. And also during the panorama, things were kind of different. So you was a little lenient because your heart was like, oh my God, we need to come together. We need more love, all this stuff, right? But now I'm like, hey, if you are literally 20 minutes or 30 minutes outside of where I live, that's too long of a distance for me. I cannot do it. I won't do it. So let's go back to the story. So anyway, number 5. In the event of an emergency, you cannot reach anybody in regards to this guy or this woman. So what do I mean? So my hypothetical relationship, right? That's what we've called it. He was sick and I couldn't reach him. And then when I finally reached him, he was like, oh, I'm not feeling well. I think I have COVID, this, that, and the third. He's coughing. It sounds horrible. So I am genuinely concerned. I'm like, are you going to the hospital? What medications are you taking? He's like, babe, I really can't talk. I'm in that much pain. I really can't express how I'm feeling. I'm really not coherent. So he's like, can I call you back? Sure, babe. Sure, you can call me back. The next day, I didn't hear from him. So the following day after that, I called. I said, "Hey, babe, are you okay?" "Oh, babe, I really can't talk. I can't. I cannot talk. I'm just so ill." After that, guys, I did not hear from this man. So after 2 weeks, I'm like, oh my God, he has not said, I'm alive, I'm well, I'm not well, I'm in the hospital. Because keep in mind, you got to give grace because this was the panorama. You need to figure out what's going on. But let me tell y'all, I didn't have nobody to contact. And so I'm like, he would not do this. He would just not disappear in the ether. He has to be dead. Yes, guys, I went to that extreme. I was like, he died, y'all. I haven't heard from him. And I wasn't on social media at the time. And I'm like, I don't know anybody to call. Keep in mind, he was able to contact people that knew me in the event that he couldn't get a hold of me. True story. He's done it. So I'm like, for the simple fact that when I didn't answer his call 3 times, he was able to reach out to one of the people that I know to say, "Hey, where's Kendra? What's going on? What's this? What's that?" And I couldn't do the same, and he was sick. That didn't make sense. Okay. So to wrap it on up, let me just hit the high notes again. If you cannot speak to your significant other or somebody you're dating outside of business hours, meaning Monday through Friday after 5:30, or they are not available Saturday and Sunday, any time of the day outside of the wee bit hours of the morning, that is a problem. That is, they are not interested in you and you are not in a real relationship. So please don't think you are. I don't care what they're telling you. You're in a relationship by yourself. Secondly, if you have not seen this man or woman on 4th of July, Tax Day, Labor Day, Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever day, just pull up a calendar. If you have not seen them on those particular days out of a full calendar year, it's always a week before or a week after. That is a no. You are not in a relationship. You are not a priority. And it is nothing. And keep in mind, I get it. Some people don't celebrate these things, right? But if you know the person that you're with celebrates holidays with their families, but you're not included, and it's been a full 12-month period in time, come on. I'm not talking about the early stages, but start thinking. You're in it by yourself. Okay. And then if you cannot get in touch with his family members because, one, you don't even know anybody, you don't even know who to call. All you've seen is pictures of John, pictures of Karen, but you don't know Karen, and Karen doesn't know you. That is a no, a nope. You're not in a relationship. You are not dating someone seriously because you don't know anybody. And lastly, I want to say this. If this man or woman does not even provide you with their physical address and they say you're in a relationship, you've never seen their home, right? You have only but a glimpse because you FaceTime once or twice. That is a no. You are not together. You're not in a relationship. So I say all this to say, what do you say, Kendra? Please look at the signs. They are there. And I don't care if you're in a panorama. I don't care if you're long distance. Some of these things will be so in your face. You have no choice but to recognize that this individual is just not for you. And if they operate like that, I'm still going to say, baby boy, baby girl, you are not in a relationship. If you like this video, put a comment below, like, and also subscribe if you haven't already. So thanks. And until I see you again, bye for now.